sudden chill gripped his wrist, slick with a substance pulsing like captured starlight. Caleb didn't know her name yet, didn't know she could rewrite his biology with a single breath. All he knew was the coppery tang of blood mingling with ozone in the stale air of the Drift Spire's lower bays, and the way her silver eyes locked onto his, as if he were the only solid thing left in a collapsing universe. Saving her had been the easy part. He'd come for fuel, just another run gone sideways on this rusted-out spindle of a station orbiting nowhere special. But then he heard the crash, a body hitting metal, and found her crumpled behind a gutted coolant unit. One hand pressed to a wound that pulsed faintly violet beneath her torn biosuit. Aurelian. He recognized the high cheekbones, elongated pupils, and faint bioluminescent tracery along her collarbone now flickering erratically like a dying flare. Medic Vax didn't sugarcoat it. Her core organs are rejecting. Aurelians don't store reserves like we do. She's burning through her own cells. He paused, wiping grease from his brow with a stained rag. The only thing that might work is direct transfusion, human blood. Yours. Caleb should have walked away. Hollers don't play hero. But her breath hitched, a fragile sound that cracked something in his chest, and he nodded before his mind caught up. The link wasn't metaphorical. Wires, needles, a humming bio-interface clamped to both their forearms. When the flow started, Caleb felt it. Not just warmth leaving him, but something returning, a current, a resonance, like his blood had been waiting for her cells all along. Then the alarms screamed. Obsidian Syndicate dropships tore through the station's hull. Boots echoed in the corridors. Vax shoved a data spike into Caleb's palm. Prototype Shuttle Bay Gamma 9. Go now. He half-carried Liiel through smoke-choked vents, her weight feather-light but presence overwhelming, every step pulsing with the strange rhythm in his veins. They launched just as plasma bolts melted the bay doors shut behind them. In the cockpit's dim glow, she touched her abdomen. Her skin rippled, not with pain but with light. It's happening faster than our texts predicted, she whispered, voice raw with awe. Your blood? It didn't just stabilize me. It answered. Caleb stared at the stars stretching past the viewport, heart hammering. Not from fear, but from the impossible truth settling in his bones. A single drop of human blood had sparked an evolutionary wildfire. The Prism Rift didn't look like a sanctuary. It looked like a wound in space. Crystalline shards orbited a silent nebula, humming with frequencies that made Caleb's fillings ache. But Liiel's hand on his arm was steady now, pulse thrumming in sync with the strange warmth pooling low in her belly. They landed on trembling struts. The monastery wasn't stone or steel, but living lattice, veins of amber light threading through obsidian coral that breathed as they approached. High Sage Alara met them barefoot, eyes milky with age yet sharp as shrapnel. She saw Liiel's glowing abdomen and bowed. They've tracked us, Caleb said, voice rough from 3 days in recycled air. Era didn't flinch. Then let them come. They came fast. A syndicate dreadnought split the rift like a blade, followed by 6 hunter-killers, hulls slick with anti-rar polymer. No hails, no demands, just annihilation. Caleb ran, not away, but into the heart chamber where roots coiled around a pulsing node of bioluminescent tissue. This thing. Interfaces with blood, he asked, rolling up his sleeve. Era nodded. It remembers yours. He jammed his palm onto the node. Agony ripped through him, not pain, but recognition. Every drop he'd given Liiel now echoed back, amplified, weaving his nervous system into the monastery's defenses. Turrets bloomed from coral walls. Energy conduits lit like arteries. He saw through a dozen sensors at once. Enemy ships, Liiel's racing heart, the tiny flutter inside her that wasn't quite a heartbeat. Not yet. Hold them off, Liiel whispered, kneeling in the center of the sanctum, hands cradling her stomach. The first boarding pod breached the outer shell. Caleb fired without aiming, instinct and muscle memory fused with something deeper, something shared. Plasma lances tore through syndicate armor, but they kept coming, boots on sacred ground, guns raised. Liiel stood. Her skin blazed gold. Not light, life. It poured from her pores, her eyes, the curve of her lips as she exhaled a single word in Aurelian. Enough. The pulse hit like dawn after an eternal night. Not fire, not force, presence. Every syndicate weapon fizzled. Helmets cracked. Soldiers fell to their knees. Not in surrender, but in awe. Their leader, Kyle Vor, tore off his respirator, tears streaking grime. I remember my daughter, he choked. I forgot her name. Above them, space folded. Not ships, but beings. Tall, radiant, woven from starlight and silence. The progenitors. They didn't speak. They simply witnessed. And in that witnessing, the war ended. Hours later, under twin moons bleeding violet through the rift, Caleb held Nova for the first time. She fit in the crook of his arm as if she'd always belonged there. Skin faintly luminescent, eyes dark as deep space. When she blinked, Caleb swore he saw constellations shift. Liiel leaned against him, exhausted, radiant. "She's not just ours," she murmured. "No," he said, thumb brushing the newborn's cheek. "She's the bridge." Around them, the monastery hummed. The rift shimmered. Far above, the last progenitor vessel dissolved into the nebula, leaving only silence and the quiet miracle of a life that began with a drop of blood and ended a war before it could speak. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.